Jaminet's got some work to do. Hanley has a healthy lead there. This is out of NASCAR too. Just the backstretch and the Le Mans chicane to negotiate. Can he get Crowdstrike Racing that first victory on debut in LMP2?
Cal, he would have to go hero deep into the Le Mans chicane.
Well, here it is. Last time through one of the most treacherous parts of the track. There's traffic ahead. Is that going to cause an issue for Ben Hanley? Here comes James Allen.
It might. He's got to run.
James Allen has a run. This is for honours in LMP2, the second of the three prototype classes. Allen's hanging low to try and get the draft off the lead car in the LMP3 category. Here comes James Allen. This is for the win in the Rolex 24. There's nothing in it. To the line. Whoa! Who gets it? Allen gets it. Allen gets the line.
Yeah, this is the battle on the racetrack. Aside from the DPI, LMP2, LMP3, GT Daytona.
Looks to the high side. Different line. Can he find the grip out there? It's going to be tougher and tougher as these tires degrade a little bit. Now he's side by side. He's closer. He's going to get the lead. Jaminet goes for a body parts flying.
This is not a surprise at all, the way these two guys have been boxing each other for more than an hour now.
But now he's on the outside of the kink. What will happen? Neither one's going to give into the kink right here. Oh, the 9 had to lift. He knew he would be there. He knew it.
You're in the gray. Nothing he could do with it. Can he come get back on the attack? He uses all of the curb.
Yeah, trying to get everything he can in the braking zone here. He knows he has to attack now. He has to stay close to this 2-car.
And think about everything that has transpired thus far. Racing for almost 24 hours in frigid temperatures, maximum traffic, one of the biggest fields we've seen in a long time. And they've got 4 minutes left to race and they are glued together.
I think the pace is way up in the 2-car and he's just really been holding up. The 9's really been holding him up. So here we go again, side by side through 2 into 3. Almost shoves him off course.
See that little dive plane go flying. Jaminet. I'd have gone in a bit deeper on him.
Everything he's taken, right, from the 2-car. He deserved it. He could have leaned on him a little bit more. Nobody would have worried about it. More door banging right here as they head to the kink. You got to ask yourself,
look at that.
What are you willing to do?
That's as hard as you can go without it getting disrespectful.
Have a listen.
Oh boy. You would have to think you'd have just sent it at that point. Awesome driving.
And remember, they were in the reverse positions a while ago, going down through the kink. It's not over yet. Mathieu Jaminet's not done in that 9-fat Porsche, that flat Porsche.
I would assume the 2-car would be driving away. Jaminet is really bringing the fight back to him.
Vanthoor has been warned, if he gets to you, he's going to hit you.
Well, I thought he had the gap, Kevy. I thought he was gone, like Dale said. And the car's gone away on him a little bit. He had the stronger Porsche. Does he have it for these final 2 laps?
One of the 3 drivers in this 9 is Felipe Nasr, the DPI champion of 2021. The Porsche factory driver who's going to drive for Roger Penske, Team Penske next year. Wouldn't this be something in his first GT drive to win the inaugural race for GTD Pro? We'll see. 2 minutes left here at the World Center of Racing.
And Vanthoor, hang on. We'll have about 4-car length lead there down the backstretch. Jaminet takes it in. He lost that dive plane. Maybe that hurts, maybe that helps, who knows? This car was a little bit loose. You take away some of that front downforce that could make the car quicker theoretically.
Gaps come back down between first and second. Ricky Taylor's eaten into a little bit of Helio Castro-Neves lead. Down to 1.8 seconds now.
Jaminet's got a run. Big run on him. Coming through the tri-oval. Here comes Jaminet. Looks to the inside.
Big wiggle under braking with the 2. He's too deep.
Beautiful. Right on the threshold of grip and adhesion. Awesome stuff.
And while this rages, the white flag has come out for Helio Castro-Neves at the top of your screen. He's on his way home. And look at this, the Porsches are side by side. Jaminet's got a shot on the inside. The PFAFF points Porsches back out in front.
What an awesome battle. Does he have to hang on for half a lap or 1.5 laps? Where's the overall leader? If they get by these two Porsches, that could finish their race a little bit earlier. Vanthoor back on the attack. He nails him again.
Can he do the crossover down here in 6? Hold this outside position, back off early. Crossover, get underneath him on the exit, throttle up. No, the 9 runs really narrow. Corner exit stops that move from the 2 car.
They're going to have 1.5, Cal. They haven't taken the white flag yet, so this thing's going to go on for a little bit longer. Meanwhile, up front, Helio Castro Neves, could he have imagined what's going on in his mid-40s for Meyer Shank Racing, the new team, as this GTD Pro Battle rages down into the Le Mans chicane, and they go through the grass and spins, goes to 2. Oh, Lawrence Vanthoor.
There's the Ferrari. The Ferrari goes by for second.
Incredible! Wayne Taylor Racing comes home second, and the PFAFF Porsche will grab that GTD Pro win in one of the most toughest fought races you've seen. For the Wright Motorsport Porsche, they take home GTD with Jan Halen.
This is just fantastic. 2 of the absolute best in the world. And 2 of the most amazing pieces of equipment you can imagine right now. And as I mentioned, that GT Daytona lead, Ras now 1.4 seconds clear of Babini in the Huracan. And now Garcia swings high. And let's see if he can make it work from the outside here. Gavin going to go in very, very deep. You know, traffic! Oh. And it looked for a minute like a pick may have been placed there. We'll see what happens here. Still more traffic to deal with. No place to go. And that worked to Gavin's advantage this time.
It's always harder to be the first car because you got to commit sooner than the other guy.
The other key is some of the faster traffic coming through. If they dive down the inside of Gavin, that can open up the door for Garcia as well. It's just not Gavin dealing with the slower traffic in front of him.
Boy, this is going to be fun. By the way, we just heard that the Magnus team radioed Rast and said, you've got to let the 28 go by. We don't have fuel to race them. Let them go.
JB Justin Bell reported that the 28 car believed they were not good on fuel. So the car that's putting the pressure on for the GTD lead believes they are not good on fuels. We see them make the move.
And there he goes, Babini getting the run, and Rast driving to that fuel number had nothing for him. And a Lamborghini Huracan, the first time running in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship in GT3, leading with under 10 minutes to go.
Or is that a brilliant move by Magnus to say, go right ahead. We don't think you've got the fuel either. Go ahead, run the pace and run out.
I mean, we knew Babini, that was a bit tight for the Conrad crew as well. You're absolutely right.
They pitted 1 lap later, Greg, than the 44 car, but again, they don't know what fuel mileage exactly the Lamborghini can achieve, being in the Audi camp, of course.
Well, as fast as it goes.
Oh, and a run here.
He's got a good run this time.
He almost snuck under him.
Yeah, he did.
This is a little bit like restrictor plate racing.
And Gavin going to be protecting that inside big time. Oh, but now Gavin, he floats out, and for just an instant, I thought Garcia might just duck down underneath. But again, think that's that risk thing that they're talking about. And we got confirmation, you guys were spot on, Brian, that that is exactly what the 44 team was thinking. They aren't confident at all that the 28's got the fuel.
Jim Campbell, Mark Royce, everybody at GM, Pratt and Miller are incredibly proud and incredibly nervous.
And incredibly brave.
It's not going to take much. Bamba's still there. He still sits 6 seconds behind. You can see him in the frame there.
Yeah, any kind of incident here.
Well, that's something that could change the program if he can get up there and start pressuring the 3.
7.5 minutes to go. Up onto the banking, the Turner BMW up front. Who will that benefit? Obviously, Gavin flashing the lights.
Yeah, look at this. Garcia's got another run. He's really pulling that draft from about 5 car lengths back, it looks like.
And Gavin underneath. Both of them diving down underneath. But boy, this is as close as Garcia's been coming out of the bus stop, guys. Here he comes. What a run.
I think he's going to need traffic.
I think so too. And the longer we go, the more the advantage of the tires is going to go away because he's just pounding on those Michelins right now.
Oh, he's looking to the inside. Ollie doesn't give him a lane. You can't pass underneath that yellow stripe.
Oh, and again he looks. Gavin,
oh, he's opening the door. Be careful, Ollie. He's going to open it.
Well, what Ollie's doing is he's actually giving himself the angle so he can be flatter under braking, have the car a little bit flatter. He's leaving it open. It's a risk.
By the way, an update from the pits on the 28 Lamborghini and Babini. They said we're running on air, not even fumes. They are that tight right now.
And behind those guys, Babini leads from Ras, but now Stanaway sits 11 seconds back of those two, and Katzberg putting the pressure on for the final spot on the podium, which could be more if these guys run into fuel issues.
Through the kink for the two Corvettes into the West Horseshoe, feeding the throttle up into turn 6. Crucial corner this, leads up onto the banking. It's all about the drive off of this one, and looked like Ollie got a pretty good run there, guys.
Good run that time. Think about this, 23 hours, 54 minutes down, and this is what we've got at the end. Unbelievable.
And whatever happens here for the 4 squad, they want that win desperately, but it is so cool to see them back on the pace once again.
Well, and this is not set up artificially by a yellow.
No.
You know,
this is racing.
This is racing.
By the way, just to let everybody watching know, not missing anything in prototype, it's still Durrani in the number 2, almost 20 seconds clear now of Angelelli, and in prototype challenge, it is still the 85. Kenton Cook put behind the wheel of that JDC Miller Motorsports machine and leading by a handful of laps still. So that's it. But look at the battle in GT Daytona as Ras now able to come back on the 28, and we know that 28 is struggling mightily.
And Stanaway has hit the pits. The car was just in front of Katzberg. So if these guys run out, Stanaway ran out. He stopped on the same lap as the Magnus Audi.
Boy, I'm sorry, guys. I just, again, you saw the number 4 of Gavin just float up a little bit. And for a moment, Garcia looked to go underneath. Little wiggle that time from the back of the number 4. Does Garcia now have enough to do something down into the hairpin? You know that Gavin is going to protect. Boy, Antonio had a great run. Just nowhere, nothing he could do.
Well, for Rene Rast, he's had success here, but he did lose a real heartbreaker here on fuel strategy. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. And so he's been in this position before in the GTD battle. We're looking on the left side of the screen.
Look at Garcia.
Boy, he's trying to just get enough along the outside to be able to.
He's pretty close to the point where Gavin's going to have to give him room.
I think that's his entire plan, wasn't it, to get up there and have
He got a good run.
Shallow that exit up. Here we go. This time, you're right, Brian. Garcia much closer on the run out.
Oh, he's got to go low. He's got to go low.
He's got to stay left.
Yep.
And that's gonna shallow up the run into the bus stop.
Gavin protects. Ooh, Garcia now pops to the outside, but Gavin's got that.
Man.
It's so hard to hit your marks when you're approaching these corners from the other side of the road. It's so easy to get it wrong. You lose all your reference points.
Yep. Car brakes a little bit differently if you're going on diagonal, a little bit different weights. I mean, he's pushing the limits of being reactive, but I think Bo Barfield's going to let Doug Feehan handle that.
He says, I don't need to officiate this one.
And
28 is out.
Garcia. Oh, 28 out of fuel. And Rast has been told to coast as much as he can as well.
Look at this.
Garcia now along the outside. And that run allows him to take it down.
Can he stop it? No.
Oh, he's going to get inside. He's going to get him. Gavin gets it back.
Through.
Awesome stuff.
Fantastic.
Oh. E for effort.
Now, what can Garcia do with the 90, and can he follow him through, as you guys said, because right behind him.
Let 90 be the fullback.
I'll tell you what, Ollie Gavin knows how that one worked out the last time. I'm sure he's not going to.
Yeah, if there was any doubt as to how serious Antonio Garcia was going to be, there's no doubt anymore.
But white flag for our overall leader next time by.
The question mark is he going to get in front of these two Corvettes before he takes the checkered flag? Otherwise, they're going to have to do another lap, which will be great for us, not good for Ollie Gavin.
Is the Audi slow? No. Now, is Rene Rast? Yes, he's slow
as well. So this could fall into the Katzberg seat. Sorry, I had to borrow it from you there, Tommy.
Twice, Rene Rast a lap from victory.
And suddenly Garcia, he's the one that got hung up Brian, behind that number 90 Corvette, DP. It cost him a little bit here.
Cost him a ton.
Thanks, fellow Corvette.
The overall leader is just going down towards the bus stop chicane. I'm not sure. There he is.
He's not going to get him.
No.
There's Pippo. So I think those Corvettes are going to have to do two more laps.
Good for us, as you said, no question about it. But as Pippo Durrani in the number 2 Tequila Patron ESM Ligier Honda comes up onto the banking, where we are anticipating seeing the white flag fly. 1 lap to go in the 2016 Rolex 24 at Daytona. 20 seconds to the good. This team and this young man, what an amazing star I think we are seeing in the early part of a rocketing career as he feeds it down into the chicane and working his way now through the infield. Fabulous stuff. And again, that means we're going to see the rest of that lap and another one for the Corvettes. And Rast, yeah, he is just crawling right now. Katzberg has already picked up second.
So it's not over yet for the 44. He's still in the lead. He's slowed way down. It's 8 seconds at the line, but he's gone slow since.
They're trying to manage this. And I think the bad news is he's going to have to do another lap and a half.
That's a long way.
It's a long haul, no question about it. Meanwhile, Durrani.
I think Tequila Patron ESM has found a star.
You think so? I think absolutely. And the interesting thing, we've been talking about the history here. Obviously, Scott Pruitt not going to be able to break that tie with Hurley Haywood as we now go back to these 2 Corvettes. But we might see the first win overall by a Honda here as the Corvettes come by down the front straight. That in itself would certainly be some history. And maybe, Brian, a changing of the guard just a little bit. This is the last year of the DP. Everybody, of course, some hoping they'd get this win one more time. But it's this type of car that will be the future, starting with the new DPI format.
Absolutely. As we move to 2017, there'll be a new car. It was the last chance, as you said, for a Daytona prototype to take the victory. Looks like that will not happen.
The plot is thickened even more in GTD because the Viper, driven by Damian Faulkner, is battling. Here's Checker.
Here's the Checker. Honda wins overall at Daytona for the first time. And Scott Sharp and his Tequila Patron ESM team, Ed Brown, Johannes van Overbeek, and Pippo Durrani. Folks, remember that name. You're going to be hearing a lot about him. The Corvettes heading into the kink right now as we watch Rast trying to milk it to bring it home here in front of Nick Katzberg.
No pressure from behind, bud.
But it is the Corvettes as well now into the West Horseshoe as they are working their way toward turn 6.
That's Katzberg's pulled away from Faulkner.
Yep. There is the number 93. That, of course, is the car that ended up winning here last year and went on to win the Tequila Patron North American Endurance Cup. They're in a good position as well. There is the 44 trying to make his way now out of that bus stop. And if he can hang on, it's possible. They might have done this here. He had a 6.6 second margin at the line. Boy, he is just absolutely easy. The 85 has won in Prototype Challenge, by the way. JDC Miller Motorsports, an incredible job. And in GT Daytona, Magnus brings it home in the Audi, winning here at the Rolex 24 at Daytona. And out of the banking, here we go. This is GT Le Mans at its finest. These 2 Corvettes side by side at the line. It is Gavin and Corvette number 4 winning at Daytona by, 3-4 feet over the team car of Antonio Garcia. 34 1/1000ths of a second as Corvette goes 1-2 here at Daytona. Look at that margin of victory. Phenomenal.
You may expect that in the Daytona 500,
Exactly.
but after 24 hours,
picture.
And you saw Dan Binks there with a smile on his face, not because he finished second, but because they raced all the way to the checkered flag.
That was fantastic. Wayne Taylor said they always have something up their sleeve. Maybe that was it.
That was right before Chip texted him and says, might want to check drive time.
One more good lap.
White flag,
hashtag
drive time.
Yeah.
The white flag waves.
One more lap after 23 hours and 59 minutes. It's just one more lap.
Right, or to put it another way, 739 other laps.
Bourdais 3/10 quicker than Dixon on that last lap.
Huge celebrations down there, and once again, what an achievement for the entire team. I know Jamie Mack will be incredibly delighted. He'll join some elite company. We talked about that for Kyle Larson. This is going to be absolutely huge. And you see the Ganassi squad there.
I think Jamie Mack is emotional. Look at him on the left.
Yeah.
He needs those sunglasses because he started to moisten up a little bit, joining the likes of Mario Andretti and AJ Foyt as winners of the Daytona 500 and the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Kyle Larson, we talked about all that he's accomplished. Tony Kanaan.
I think TK might have a tear or two in his eye as well.
Yeah, maybe so.
Pretty special group of drivers that are gathered there. Chip Ganassi with his arms around his boys.
Amazing.
Gap is staying about the same with the BMW and the Vet.
Final time through the chicane. Last year, Ford brought their EcoBoost turbocharged engine to this team, and Chip Ganassi Racing gave them not only their first, but their first 3 victories, including an historic return to victory lane at the 12 Hours of Sebring for Ford. And now, Scott Dixon and crew will bring Ford victory in the 24 Hours of Daytona for Ganassi Racing with Felix Sabates.
We know that Juan Pablo Montoya is one of the world's great drivers. You don't win 7 Grand Prix and stand on the podium 13 times without being somewhat special. And for David Donohue to be able to hold him off, boy oh boy, that is pretty outstanding.
Well, to win this race is special, David, but you're right. To look at the record book and see that name Montoya and add to that Pruitt and Rojas finishing runner-up, that would make it even more special, but he's got to get the job done yet.
It ain't over till it's over and all those other cliches.
There is Mike Colucci, the man who is synonymous with Brumos Racing, grew up with Bob Snodgrass. And we talk about family ties between David Donohue and his late father. Well, Mike Colucci is in the same boat because he lost his father this past off-season. This winter, his 91-year-old father passed away, and he said, I was real proud of my dad. He said he fathered 10 kids, and I'm the youngest. And he said, I'd like to win this one for my dad.
Well, that would certainly be special, and of course it'd be so special. Bob Snodgrass passed away a couple of years ago. His legendary dealership just up the road in Jacksonville. How special would it be for the name of Donohue and Brumos to be back in victory circle here at Daytona?
David Donohue continuing to dig, and we all know that race car drivers do good things for good luck and carry good luck charms. Hurley Haywood carrying with him right now a toy snake that Bob Carlson's wife gave him. Bob Carlson had a thing with snakes. She gave it to Hurley and said, carry this for Bob and for good luck, and if you win, take it to victory circle. We talked about the passing of Bob Carlson. Well, he's still here.
That's right, and his wife Debbie, I know, is looking in from her home in the Atlanta, Georgia area. We're thinking about you too, Debbie.
6 minutes to go. That's it. Simple as that. Here comes Montoya now on Donohue with traffic up ahead. The Brumos pilot gets a clear run through. Now Montoya needs the same.
Intense stuff, but David is definitely catching a little bit of a break here in traffic. They're seeing him. These slower GT cars are now sensing the rhythm of the race. They know who to look out for. These cars have been tied together, so they know if they see one of the leaders, there's more coming.
It's like Groundhog Day. The amount of times they've caught that blue PR1 Pontiac at that section of the track. It's happened time and time again. But fortunately, Donohue, Montoya get a clear run through.
Oh, traffic as they go into the bus stop. This is where he does not want to get held up because coming out of here, Montoya is very, very quick.
More from Brumos. Brian, take it away.
Mike Colucci on the radio saying, David, don't worry about the alarms. Don't worry about the alarms. A little more than 5 minutes. I don't know it's temperature or oil, but guess what, guys? At this point in the race, it doesn't matter. Shut them off. Don't look at them. Drive.
Drive it into the ground. Absolutely.
They don't have a lot of fuel on board either.
Boy, they don't. I mean, these guys must be thinking of that race at Montreal, I would think. I mean, this is going to be right down to the last drop of gas.
David, let's not think about that race at Montreal.
But isn't that the way you want it to turn out, with the best guys out there tires worn, low on fuel, nobody lifting. And David, looking at Juan Pablo Montoya, you and I have seen him so many times in Formula One cars locking wheels with the likes of Michael Schumacher in Brazil and Belgium and places like that. He will not hesitate to stick his nose in there.
Well, when you think of the way he overtook Michael Schumacher in the Brazilian Grand Prix in his very first season, I mean, it made your hair stand on end. So if he can do that to Michael Schumacher, David Donohue now under real pressure. This is where this car, the Lexus-powered car, is so quick off these corners.
But this is also one of the great things, boys, about the Rolex 24, and we touched on it before with Kyle Petty. When Juan Pablo Montoya was deep into his IndyCar and Formula One days, he wouldn't have known who Darren Law and David Donohue were. He comes to the Rolex 24 and he says, boy, I don't even know who these guys are, but look at how they can drive, and I'm going to fight with them for the win for the Rolex 24. Less than 4 minutes to go, 3 3/4 minutes.
Montoya has just done a sensational job in holding on to that lead for so long and still keeping the pressure on David. And you have to think, when you haven't been in winner's circle for so long, the pressure really has to be mounting on David Donohue's shoulders right now.
They've dropped Joao Barbosa. This is down to a two-car, two-driver fight. It's Donohue v. Montoya. Barbosa and Angelelli are out of it.
With just over 3 minutes to go, if Donohue's got a problem with his vehicle, if there's a mechanical problem, he'd just so dearly love to be able to lift off at this moment and just cut this down to 1 lap to go, but he's not going to be able to do that.
Oh, they're going to come by the stripe one more time and see that white flag, I believe. So just under 2 laps to go for David Donohue to hang on to this lead and get that first 24-hour win. He can't afford one mistake. He gets a little bit wide there of apex. Not enough for Montoya to take advantage.
Remember what's on the line for Ganassi. I know for all of you who have been with us for the whole ride, you know the statistic, the detail. It's 4 consecutive victories on the line for Chip Ganassi Racing. 3 consecutive victories for Juan Pablo Montoya from just 3 starts. He has the perfect record at the Rolex 24. David Donohue and Brumos are standing in his way.
Montoya close. You have to think, if there's any traffic that can play a factor through that infield on the last lap, you know that Montoya's going to dive it in there on the brakes.
Oh boy, you only ever. They've got traffic coming up now that I think the traffic's going to clear the bus stop chicane before they get there, but it's going to be close.
The white flag is in readiness, whether it will come out this time or next. We are standing above the flag stand, high above the grandstand here at Daytona International Speedway. Will it fly this time or the next?
For Donohue, he hopes he sees the white flag. For Montoya, he hopes he doesn't. He needs another bite on this one.
Colucci, the pressure is on. The entire Brumos gang. I think the white's going to fly this time. 1 more lap to go for David Donohue. 3.5 miles between he and his biggest victory in his racing career, and to bring Brumos back into the winner's circle. For Buddy Rice, he's an Indy 500 champion. Can he be a Rolex 24 at Daytona champion? Brian.
Colucci on the radio saying, go to reserve, David, go to reserve.
Oh, no. Not again. This cannot be Montreal all over again.
Well, the one thing they don't want it to do is to cough. Remember this, they may be switching over early. If they have to switch when he runs out, that may be enough for Montoya to pounce. Maybe they're going to the reserve early so he doesn't have to go through that.
He's going to get traffic down at turn 6. David Donohue's going to get traffic at his worst position as he goes through turn 6.
Mike Colucci saying, come on, just talking quietly to himself. This is too much pressure to bear. The final lap of the Rolex 24.
Maybe, finally, everyone's looking down on this Brumos machine and giving David Donohue the brakes. He seems to have got the brakes in traffic. Can he get the rhythm one final time through this bus stop chicane?
He'll clear this GT car to the bus stop on the very last lap of the 47th running of the Rolex 24. There's another GT car in the way. Will he give him room? He does. Clears space. Montoya will have to tackle that GT car. And Donohue exits the bus stop for the final time. There is so much emotion, there is so much history, not only for the Donohue family name, for the Brumos camp. He went from pole and he is on his way to victory circle, to victory lane. Has David Donohue got this one in the bag? It's the final stretch to the tri-oval. Yes, he will emulate his father. 40 years, the anniversary, and the Donohue family name is back in victory lane. and so too is Brumos. That is an outstanding victory, and one that will be celebrated for many years to come.
With only about 2 minutes left in the race, Dan Gurney feels his engine starting to fail. Dan knows he's a full lap ahead of his nearest competitor, so Dan thinks fast. Watch him now as he brakes to a stop, 14 feet from the finish line. Crazy? Crazy like a fox. Dan knows that if he goes 1 inch over that line before the 3 hours are up, the rules will force him to complete another full lap. And his engine will never make it. 1 minute, 40 seconds to go. But Dan also knows he's still 3 minutes ahead of the traffic. There's the flag. The 3 hours are up. And now, Dan coolly hits his starter button and rolls across the line on electric power. Dan coasts merrily down the track to the infield. The winner, 46 seconds ahead of second place. What a long minute that must have been. Dan Gurney rolls into the winner's circle to collect his trophy from NASCAR President Bill France and shares honors with England's famed Sterling Moss.